Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and tonight, you guys called, so I'm answering the questions. It is another Ask the Pulpit episode, and I'm really happy I get to do another one of these so soon, because I really enjoy doing this, and pardon me for a moment, I neglected to fumigate my self with some off beforehand, and well, quite frankly, the mosquitoes are out. That's one thing I am not going to miss about this place that I'm moving from, is we got this pond in the back, and while it's nice to look at sometimes, it is such a breeding ground for these little bloodsuckers. Anyway, I enjoy answering the listener calls and interacting with you guys, and so I'm happy that by opening the phone line back up, you guys have taken advantage of it. We have a number of calls, so we will get to those shortly. But first, we are going to talk about what we are smoking. And tonight, I'm smoking something that I have never smoked before. It's one that is available on twoguyscigars.com, so you can go on over there and give it an order and try it yourself if you haven't. But tonight we're going to be smoking the Liga Privada H99. This is the Connecticut Corojo, and it is a 6x52 Toro. And according to twoguyscigars.com, patience and a never-ending drive to craft the world's most exceptional cigars are deeply rooted in the 10-year history of the Liga Privada. The H99 features a Corojo wrapper from the heart of the Connecticut River Valley, a San Andreas Atapan Negro Ultimo Corte binder over a core blend of well-aged Nicaraguan and Honduran filler. The marked contrast between the naturally sweet tobacco, spice, and dense earthy layers produces a luxuriously rich smoke that will fully reveal itself in an epic finish. According to this, the cigars are limited production, so they get them from time to time in small quantities. If they're out of stock, there is a little button that says notify me, and I have done that before with them, and what's really cool about it is you get this nice little email in your inbox that says, hey, we got those cigars you were interested in, head on over and check it out. And it gives you the link, and so you can go right to the website and place the order. But they are currently available. It looks as though the Robustos are currently out of stock. However, they do have both boxes and singles available in the Toro size. Singles will run you $18.69, while the box runs $421.80. It's a, how many cigars are in this box? Let's click the button and see. It is a box of 24. So there you go. Anyway, but yeah, it's time to cut the cigar. And the official cut is brought to you by twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys. But if you don't, please give them a try, because you will not be sorry. Family owned and operated, twoguyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. There's nothing else you could possibly want from a cigar website. Please go to twoguyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Maybe buy yourself some H99 Liga Privadas and tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Looked like I had a little bit of schmuckus in the old cutter there, but we got that cleared out, and it didn't look like it fell on me, so I'm going to give this guy a cut. I'll tell you, there's not too many more of these episodes left where I'll be sitting out sweltering in the summer heat with the bugs and dealing with all this. I'm rapidly looking, I'm looking so forward to getting the JRE Tobacco Aladino studios, not mobile, but just regular studios set up so that I can be inside and doing well. It's looking like there's going to be a couple variations on that. Like what I start with will not be the ultimate end product, but it'll still be inside, and I'm happy about that. Anyway, cold draw time on the Liga Privada H99. There's definitely some sweetness to it. Now, I did just have a frozen pizza a little bit ago, so I'm fighting past the flavor notes of the frozen pizza. However, maybe the sweetness of the wrapper contrasts with the savory of the frozen pizza. Maybe that's why I'm picking up on it more. But yeah, there is definitely a sweetness. So get this guy fired up, and once we get this guy fired up, then I can start answering your calls. While I fire this guy up and get it going, why don't we hear... So, Husto, you've been asking for it, and by God, Ed Sullivan made it happen. So, we're gonna play the ad because Husto has been saying that he really likes it and wants it played here. So, here you go.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Husto wants that to be an on the regular kind of thing, first of all, I'm gonna have to totally reformat my show because I don't have commercial breaks built into my show, and second of all, I'm gonna have to reach out to my other advertisers to see if they want something like that too, and also, like, I don't remember hearing a Toscano ad, even though they have the naming rights for the two guys or for the Cigar Authority studio. So maybe I need to charge more if I'm playing a minute and a half or minute quarter long ad, but what do I know? Anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and get into the fun here with Ask the Pulpit. Maybe.
Shall we play a game?
You talking to me? I have a question for you.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Ask me about my wiener!
You got a question? You ask the 8-ball.
Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on indeed. Now, before we get into the calls, right off the foot, this is not hitting like a ridiculously strong slap in the face like I have come to expect from previous other Liga Privadas I've smoked. Now, in all fairness, I'm going to get this out of the way now. I haven't smoked a Liga Privada in years. Any be it the whichever one. I haven't smoked a number 9 or any of them in quite some time. I'm not going to get into why, because they may have fixed it and it's a irrelevant point. So far, this one is smoking wonderfully, but I had this one recommended. Noah Zelinsky, he recommended it, and I happened to stumble across one today, and I figured, you know what? I'm doing this Ask the Pulpit episode. Why don't I just go ahead and do it? And so I bought it, and I'll admit, it's not a cheap date. Two Guys has it cheaper on their website than I paid for it. I paid about a little over $20, close to $21 for it. So, I was definitely worried that I would have some of the let's just say, construction issues that I dealt with the Liga Privada back when I was smoking it during, like, 2020. I think that's about right. And if you're a longtime listener of the show and you've heard me bitch about a certain cigar and some of the problems I had during that period of time, you might actually know what I'm talking about now. But anyway, but no, this one's smoking really, really well. Great draw. Okay. There's definitely some spice on the retrohale. So the retrohale off the foot, not too bad. Slightly lingering in the nasal cavity there. But I suspect that that's going to be where this cigar shows its strength. But we will see over the course of the cigar. So that would be that. So let's go ahead and jump into... Oh, hey, we need to not be moving the phone. Let's go ahead, jump into the first call here on Ask the Pulpit. And we'll do this.
Hey, follow-up question for Trey Mack. The black thong with the red back, his favorite one. If it was his favorite, did he wear it more than once, or has he saved it? What's the story with that? That's I thought you only wore more than one time.
Huh. That's actually a valid question. It's late enough that I don't know if I'm... Well, you know what? Fuck it. We'll try. We will try. And, where can I... I'm doing this with my phone here, trying to access this. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know if he's going to pick up. It's late. I didn't clear it with him. But we'll see. It's a simple question. Should be able to answer it quickly. Doesn't sound like I'm going to get him, though. He is a busy man. He's on the road, visiting a lot of...
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Yep, a lot of clients. And he wants to know if he can call back later, so I said sure. So we will see if we hear from Trey Mack later. I don't know if we will, but we'll let it be at that. So, all right. In terms of whether or not he wore that thong twice, I couldn't tell you. I don't understand or know his thong wearing preferences. So we will see what happens there in terms of a return call. So next up here we have a couple of voicemails from the same person.
Hey, Nick. This is Dakota again. You asked me a question. What's the worst cigar I ever smoked? And I'm actually pretty sure I did put this on the parishioners, but it was like one of probably the first things that I remember posting on there. Never mind. I don't have to deal with this. My partner's here. Hey.
What?
I'm leaving. Bye. Sorry, not you. Anyway, you asked me what the worst cigar I ever smoked was. I put it on the parishioners, and it is definitely the Avanti Ramrod. It's theoretically a bourbon-infused cigar, but this thing tasted had notes of rancid onions.
Ew.
And I don't know if any of y'all or you yourself have ever been a farmhand or have your own garden. In fact, being a farmhand is what led me to having my own garden. But anyway, if you ever grow onions and you leave them in there too long and they go rancid, or, something gets into it and they go rancid, that is the worst smell. It's one of the most ungodly odors I've ever come across. And the problem is, it has like a radioactive half-life. So, you can wash it with soap, but it don't go away. It takes time, and it just disappears over. Oh, no, they're talking to me. All right, well, I gotta go. Bye.
Okay, Dakota. Sounds like you had a lot going on there. In terms of whether or not I've ever smelled rancid onion, no, I can safely say that is not a smell that I've ever encountered. So it was the Avanti Ramrod that you said was the worst cigar that you've ever had, and it had notes of spoiled onion or rotted onion. Buddy, look, I'm gonna be straight with you for a moment. I'm gonna just give you the straight talk for a moment here. I understand that keeping the dollar cost average low is important these days. You know, the budget being what it is, the economy being what it is, you know, you got to keep that dollar cost average down. But dude, I'm getting the impression, the slight impression, but I'm getting the impression between the Avanti Ramrod, the Remington, the BDL, that maybe you're hitting the the budget sections of some catalogs or, you know, some websites, and you're looking for the deals. And I appreciate that because I like a good deal myself. I've said it on the show before that I would love to find a cigar that averaged about $2.50 to $3 that actually smoked well and tasted good, and, you know, I didn't feel like I was fighting it the whole freaking time. But I can't. I've tried many, many ones, and I just can't. So, you know, it's one of those things. I guess what I'm telling you is, if you're looking for a affordable cigar, a affordable, budget-friendly cigar, dude, there's better ones you can be trying than the Avanti Ramrod and the Remington. And I don't know, you know, if you liked the Connecticut BDL, you know, more power to you. What was that? Oh my God! I looked down on the screen and I saw something on my nipple, and it was a June bug. Because, you know, why wouldn't the June bugs still be around? Fucking June bugs, I hate them so much. Anyway, yes, there are good budget cigars out there, dude. Tatiscan, put out by the fine folks at JRE Aladino. The Perdomo Fresco, obviously put out by Perdomo. I am not the biggest fan of the Quorums, but the Havana Q, which is like their kind of like spin-off line, I think it's got a different wrapper or something like that. I actually have not smoked a bad Havana Q. You know, I normally have some construction problems with the Quorums, but with the Havana Q, I don't really have any issues. So if you're looking for something, you know, from J.C. Newman, that's not a bad one. Or if you want to go a little bit more, you know, the Brick House used to be a $5 smoke. Realistically now, depending upon where you're buying it, you can maybe find it as cheap as $7. That's something to consider. If you're inching into the $7 category, you know, Charter Oaks are really good and affordable cigars. The Plan B from Oscar Valadares, you know, great cigars. The bottom line is what I'm telling you. There are really good premium budget cigars out there to where you don't need to be buying the Avanti Ramrod or, you know, the Remington. You know, I've been hyping up, obviously, twoguyscigars.com, you know, because I was talking about how the Liga Privada H99 is available on there. Dave has a lot of house brands that he makes, a lot of, you know, budget-friendly cigars that he makes. You know, give maybe the Dos Hombres a try. He's got a lot of different ones available on his website to where you might be able to find some really, really good deals on some really good cigars. So, you know, consider that too. But, yeah, I'd say maybe avoid the cheap stuff in the catalogs, because it sounds like you're having a rough time with those. But anyway, we have another message here, and it looks like it's also from Dakota. So let's see. Maybe he was able to get back to us.
Hey, Nick, Mr. Pulpit himself. This is Dakota again. Let me go ahead and apologize. I'm a state park ranger in Tennessee.
Oh.
We are both emergency medical and law enforcement.
Well, you're busy.
If I'm on duty and I give a call, which I'm on duty, I feel like most of my life, and I hear a radio, I might just have to hang up. I apologize if that messes with things. If it, you know, I need to stop calling in, let me know. Anyway, long story short, Avanti Ramrod, it's like Ramrod bourbon. I don't know. It's nasty. So if you're weird and want to try it for yourself, do that. But I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, that's a.
Since this is a question hotline, I figured I'd come in with a question too.
Hey.
So I did a thing with two guys where, I wanted something and they didn't have it, so I pushed that button and it's going to send me an email reminder. Well,
we just talked about that.
I got, and by the way, I don't know if anybody congratulated. Congratulations on two guys sponsorship. I know you're like friendly with them. And I don't know if this is a congratulatory thing because I'm not in the podcast business, but Two Guys is a badass company, and that's just cool. So congratulations.
So you're familiar.
But Toscano Italia is, at this moment in my life, my favorite cigar. And you can purchase them. They're really inexpensive. I don't have a lot of time all the time to smoke cigars. A lot of times cigars that I post on Facebook, I might smoke half of it, and then I get called away to do something, and I have to let it go out, and I finish it when I come back. So I really like that, fact that you can cut those in half, the Toscano. So my question is, it comes in a box, obviously. So would the best thing to do be leave them in the box with a two-way pack, or should I just get a humidor that could fit 30 cigars or more and put a box of Toscano Italia in the humidor? I actually have a cabinet that stays within about 55 to 65, but I have noticed that if somebody turns the lights on inside the cabinet, leaves them on, it gets below 50, the humidity does. But inside that cabinet, I have a desktop humidor that holds 10, and then I have plastic bags that I have two-way humidifiers in for anything over those 10. So I am looking to get a larger humidor, but I was just wondering, when I get that box, is it better to keep them in the box, or do I just need to put them in a humidor? There you go. There's a simple question that I could Google, but I decided to call and ask. All right, man. Y'all have a nice one. Bye.
Thanks for the call, Dakota, and I'm glad to hear you're already familiar with Two Guys Cigars, because I was just talking about them and everything, but you already know, so there you go. Regarding Toscanos, I'll say that I keep a box. They come in like a little box of, I don't remember what size I bought. I don't even know if they come in different size boxes, but let me hit the Googles here real quick. Let me do something here real quick. We're gonna go to Toscano Italia. Okay, so those come in a fancy box. Those do not come in the same type of box that I am talking about. The ones that I get are in just like a little cardboard box, maybe a box of like 8. You're talking about a box, like a legit box of cigars here that appears to have 30 of them, because you said, you're buying a box 30. Okay, so now I understand where that comes from. Here's the thing about Toscano, and I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know regarding those, because those are, I've never encountered that specific one, I don't believe. You don't, at least with the average Toscano, the normal one, I have a box of the Classico, I think is the name of it, Toscano Classico. I keep them in my glove box. They don't need humidification. They don't need to be in a humidor. They can just be out, and they don't need the humidification like this Liga Privada or like your Ramrod or whatever other cigars you might be dealing with. The Toscanos, what's nice about them, aside from the fact that you can clip them down to fit whatever amount of time you have to smoke them, or share them if you wish, is that you can also just throw a pack in the glove box. I keep a pack in the glove box for, I say emergencies, but let's be real, it's kind of emergencies. Like, let's say I'm out doing my deliveries on a Wednesday with my newspapers, and I smoke my last, cigar, and I have a little bit of extra time, and I want to fire something else up. I know I always have some Toscanos in the glove box. that box of Toscanos in my glove box has probably been in there for 3 years. And, I mean, you know how hot a car can get on the inside, and it's just fine. It's just fine. So I would say you don't really need a humidor for your Toscanos. The only caveat I will put with this is that I am not familiar with the blend on the Italia, so perhaps maybe that one does require, some sort of humidification process. I don't know, but at least with all of the ones I've ever encountered, I've never had to humidify my Toscanos. So, for what it's worth, I hope that helps. And your job sounds really cool and interesting, man. So, don't hesitate to call and leave a message. And if you gotta go, you gotta go. But park ranger, that sounds interesting. I don't know. I mean, so are you like the forest cops that have that give tickets? Because I've dealt with the DNR police here in Illinois. That if you're driving through one of the forests and whatnot, they'll ticket you for something. But I didn't get the ticket. The other driver actually did, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, cool. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Dakota. I appreciate it. Moving on to the next call here. We will go right here. Whoa, I hit a button.
Good morning, Nick, Bishop of the Burn. It's Dennis from the hinterlands of Western Canada calling.
What's up, Dennis?
Really happy to hear that you got the hotline working again. Just like to say, I really enjoy your show. Boy, thought I'd be more prepared than this. But one question I do have for you is, have you ever smoked a 7x70 Dominion Venus cigar? I'm not too sure who makes that, but it's a rascal, and I have to say I wasn't man enough to finish it the first time around, so I still have a bit to go. Maybe Jerry Pulaski could comment on it if he's come across that in some future episode. And what else? Yeah, keep up the good work, buddy. Stay smoky. Bye for now.
Great to hear from you again, Dennis. And, as for the 7x70, I think you said Dominion, maybe Venus. I think that's what you said. I don't know. I know I caught Dominion. That sounds like an Asylum cigar. I'll be honest, I don't really smoke a lot of 7x70s. That 6x60 is pretty much my top limit on ring gauge and cigar size. Anything bigger than that just feels obnoxious with the mouthfeel. To each their own. I fully understand that the bigger ring gauge cigars are popular with different groups of people. I've talked to a number of truckers who really enjoy, the larger ring gauge cigars because they can, light it, hit the road, and they don't have to worry about lighting up another cigar for, 3 or 4 hours. So I understand that there are places in the industry for those larger ring gauge cigars. There's also guys that just like to chill out in the lounge for 4 hours and smoke one cigar. That we can have a debate on that. I personally feel like that's taking advantage of the lounge situation, but that's me being a non-retailer, just kind of looking at it. I mean, maybe retailers have a stronger opinion or have no opinion. I don't know, but anyway, in terms of that specific cigar, no, I have not encountered it before. It's not something that I've ever smoked, and realistically, based upon the actual ring gauge and size of it, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to smoke it. That's one of those ones where if it was gifted to me and there was an obligation to smoke it, I probably would, but it's not something I would probably pursue on my own. So But it was great to hear from you, Dennis. I really appreciate it. Hope everything's been well for you. This is why I love the hotline being back. I get to hear from all of my friends that call in and leave these messages. Over the years, I've had a number of frequent callers that have, some have come, some have gone, and some, stuck around. And I love the fact that that we have this pipeline open for communication. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the final call on the hotline here. Maybe.
Hello, boys.
Oh, God.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since you had to fucking call the boys, ask the boys bullshit hotline. Too fucking long. Where the fuck have you been? Maybe you're like me, and you took a sabbatical. Excuse me while I drink my Finn and tonic. Oh.
Fucking Xenu.
You fuckers have been gone too long. Too long. Piss me the fuck off. But you're back. You didn't tell me, though. I had to pay attention to former episodes to find out that this fucking shit is back on. Like you don't want me calling in.
I don't have
You don't want your precious Lord, your sea savior, come sail away with me. I miss you. But I know lots of things about you. I know you're having a party in Florida. Florida. I've set sail there so many times, so many good coves to sit in. But yourself in private, no one has to know which cove you're in. I know all about those things, and I know you're going to find out about them at this party. Party's going to be awesome. Perhaps I will dock my boat and show up. Perhaps I won't. But I hear you have a friend down there that's buying the nicest pontoon possible. A little pontoon, if you will. Let me tell you something, boys. You've never lived until you spent 30 days with a boatload of seamen.
Oh, my God.
But you're going to get your chance now on that pontoon of Poontang Pride. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe a little squid pro quo play. Anyway, listen. I did have a question.
Oh,
the
boy.
question is, what's the dirtiest, most wretched thing you've ever done with a cigar? I want to know, and I want all the juicy details.
Good God.
The dirtier, the better. As I look at my cigar, I can only think of one thing left to do before I let you go, and that is... I spit on that thing. Bye, boys.
Oh, my God.
Until we meet again.
Well, that was our old buddy Xenu, who evidently has discovered that the Ask the Pulpit hotline is back open and available. And, I didn't even think about it, but having Pulpit Fest down at Ash and Ale in Palm Coast there, we're going to only be about maybe 4 hours from Clearwater, and I know that there's a heavy contingent of Scientologists in Clearwater, so maybe Xenu will make an appearance at Pulpit Fest. I really kind of hope not. I mean, fucking Xenu, man. Like, I can take Jerry Pulaski all day long, but Xenu... That's a whole new level of wackiness there. But anyway, Jerry Xenu with his fucking boat. Good God. I guess when I open up the hotline, I open it up to everybody, and so, I get calls from Xenu again. So that's nice. That's nice. In terms of what the most wretched thing I've ever done with a cigar is, I take care of my cigars, actually. I don't do wretched things with my cigars. I I can think of former presidents that have done some pretty wretched things with cigars. I can think of former co-hosts that have done some pretty wretched things with cigars. But I cannot say that I've ever done anything terribly wretched with a cigar. So, unfortunately, Zeno, I don't have a really good answer for you on that front. It's unfortunately kind of boring, perhaps, but yeah, I haven't really done anything wretched with a cigar. I enjoy my cigars, and so I don't want to do wretched things with them. Probably the most wretched thing that I've seen, though, is I've seen somebody take a cigar that somebody else had smoked about half of and put down and left, and they left, and this individual decided that he wanted to try that cigar, so he just clipped a little extra off the end and proceeded to relight that cigar and smoke the rest of it. And I thought that was pretty gross, because that's basically relighting and smoking somebody else's, cigar butt. And granted, it's half the cigar, but nonetheless, it's somebody else's former cigar. And you don't know what kind of lip fungus they may have. You don't know if they've got like some sort of cold sore situation going on that you didn't notice, and maybe you're going to get infected by. There's all kinds of different things that, I wouldn't want to. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to clip somebody else's previously smoked cigar and finish that cigar for them. That's just not something I would ever consider doing. So, yeah, I don't know. That's probably the most wretched thing I've actually seen. I have not done that, so can't tell you. I can't answer that question directly there, Zenu. Sorry. Anyway, well, guys, this has been another edition of Ask the Pulpit. You can get your calls and into the hotline by giving us a ring at area code 863-874-0000. And the thing about it is, yes, this is a cigar podcast. Call in with your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on various cigars. But as you've heard, I like the interaction with the guests, or with the callers. So, maybe you have comments or questions about the show. Maybe you have comments or questions about just life in general. Maybe you're looking for, I can give you really good advice on searching for real estate right now, because, I've been doing that quite a bit this month. Love life advice might be a little shaky, because, it's not like, that's gone spectacularly for me the last couple of years. But whatever, I'm willing to, if I don't know the answer, I'll make something up. So anyway, give us a call, area code 863-874-0000. I am enjoying this Liga Privada H99. It is definitely if you're a mild smoker, if you are a mild cigar smoker and you're looking for a Liga Privada that you could enjoy, that is not going to slit your throat, is not going to be too heavy, this is the one that I would recommend for you. It's maybe a little, I'd say on the strength-o-meter scale, I'm not quite to the halfway point yet, but at this point, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say a 3. I'd actually say a 4 or like a 3.5. So I guess it's one of those things of, do I round up to 4 or do I round down to 3? I'm going to round down to 3. Realistically, it's not a very strong cigar. I have the overwhelming feeling the retrohale is where the strength is on this thing. I've only done one off the foot. I'll do another one when I get to about the halfway point here shortly, and we can test that. But realistically, yeah, if you are maybe a typical Connecticut smoker, and you want to give a Liga Privada a try, and maybe you're intimidated by the Liga number 9 or the 52 T52 or what, I can't keep their coding straight, but If you're intimidated by the other ones, or maybe you think those are going to be too strong for you, the H99 would definitely be an option for you because it is a much more mellow cigar than those others. So something to consider if you're wanting to try that. Anyway, why don't we now go ahead and do this? It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarillo manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Okay, so yeah, the strength is on the retrohale. It's definitely more present on the retrohale. Still not like the worst retrohale I've ever had, but that's where the strength and the spice on this cigar is it's in the retrohale. In terms of the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, I actually have a few things to talk about. I completed watching The Americans on Hulu. That was a FX show that ran for 6 seasons. It was about a couple who were Russian spies that were living in the United States and infiltrating the United States and doing jobs for the KGB and that kind of thing in the United States. They had 2 kids, and it's kind of their living situation while also being foreign agents. I thought it was a wonderful show. I thought it was really, really well done. I'll admit maybe some of the middle seasons kind of drug on a little bit for me, but it was never anything that was like painful to get through. The last couple episodes of the show really sorry, I had to get a drink there. The last few episodes of the show really dialed up the drama, and you find yourself it's kind of one of those shows, kind of like The Sopranos and all these other ones, where you find yourself rooting for what technically are bad guys. Like with The Sopranos, you're rooting for the gangsters, and the thing is, when you take a step back and you're objective about it, you're realizing these are bad guys, these are criminals, these are murderers, and everything else, and we shouldn't be rooting for them versus the FBI, but you do. And it's kind of the same situation here, is that you find yourself rooting for the Russian spies when they're infiltrating the United States and everything. Now, they kind of, with the plot of the last couple episodes, kind of twist it to where it gives you the ability to root for them while also keeping your United States patriotism alive. But be that as it may, I thought it was a really well done show, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it. Would I watch it again? Like to marathon through 6 seasons of it again? Probably not. That's not to say that it's not a good show, and that if you're looking for a show, not to watch it. I would highly recommend it for a binge, if you're looking for one. But it's not one that I would probably revisit. I revisit The Sopranos. There are other shows like that if I'm bored, I'll revisit them. But this one probably isn't going to be one that I revisit. But I'm very happy I took the trip down the lane and went and checked it out. What else have I been watching? There's a show on HBO Max called Smiling Friends, I think is the name of it. It's a cartoon. It's maybe 15 minutes long at most, and it's fucking weird. It's not a kids thing. Basically, there's this company, and these little guys work at this company, and the whole point of this company is if you're feeling sad, you call them, and they're the Smiling Friends, and they come over and they make you happy. They do things to make you happy. And I'll tell you, it's a bizarre little show, but it's kind of been a nice little space filler, something kind of mindless for me to turn on and watch, and I've kind of enjoyed it. So there's been that. And otherwise, in terms of podcasts, I have been marathoning the hell out of Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee, and I've been really enjoying going back. I've kind of really kept it to this year. I haven't really spread out past 2024, but I mean, my God, there's 6 months now worth of episodes from this year to go back and listen to, and I find myself, it's not anything that's like earth-shattering. You're not going to necessarily learn anything spectacular from it, but it makes you laugh, and I laugh at it. I find it funny, so I've been entertained by that. So anyway, that's been the Villiger Entertainment Report. And I would like to point out that Villiger is the headline sponsor, the main sponsor for Pulpit Fest 2024 down at the Ashen Ale in Palm Coast, Florida. And, I've been chatting with Renee, and guys, there's so much great stuff that he is planning for Pulpit Fest. We're going to have him on the show sometime in July to kind of get into the nitty-gritty details of that. So, for those of you who are coming to Pulpit Fest, you know what to expect. And for those of you who can't come to Pulpit Fest this year for whatever reason, by God, you're going to wish you did. And you're definitely going to be plotting and planning attending Pulpit Fest next year, because I feel like this is the start of a growth pattern for that event. So, you're going to want to definitely pay attention to that. But Renee he's crushed it. He's absolutely crushing it with his participation in Pulpit Fest, and so you've got that to look forward to. So, that would be that. Now, in terms of, what else do we need to address here today? Fucking Good Coffee. Fucking Good Coffee. You guys can go over to fuckinggoodcoffee.com. Check it out. There's all kinds of great blends over there at Fucking Good Coffee for you to try. Nick Gervais, he's got blends ranging from the light roast all the way down to the dark roast that you can. It all depends on your coffee preferences and taste profiles that you enjoy. The beauty of it is they all pair with cigars in one way or the other. The lounge blend is designed to pair with any cigar. So theoretically, if you get the lounge blend, you could sit back and you could fire up the lightest Connecticut shade that you can find, or you can fire up the heaviest, slit your throat monster cigar that you can find, and it's going to pair well with the lounge blend. And it's great coffee. You're going to enjoy it, and don't be a fucker. Drink fucking good coffee. Just do it. Don't be a fucker. Drink the fucking good coffee. In terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. I'm available on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group, and then on Twitter/X. I'm on YouTube, where you can watch this. And also, guys, we have the Ask the Pulpit hotline. It's area code 863-874-0000. Get in on the fun. It's like I said before. This used to be a weekly segment or a weekly thing, and then it became a monthly thing, and because nobody was calling in. And then, it was gone for a number of months, quite a while, because I was dicking with the app and trying to get that to work and everything. But I think we've managed to get that figured out. And so we've been able to do these. And basically from here on out, I will do these when I have in enough calls to really properly do it. And so as long as you guys are calling in, I'll continue to do these shows. I like them. I think they're fun. I think that they're good interaction. I think you guys come up with some really creative voicemails to leave, be it either asking about Trey Mac's thong preference, or, Xenu, or, whatever. I enjoy your calls, so make sure you get those in. And we can do more of the Ask the Pulpit. I think that would be a fun thing to do. In terms of in terms of the cigar, I think I've been talking too long, and I think I've let it go out, or basically go out. So I'm going to hit it with a little fire here, and I'll give you final thoughts on the Liga Privada H99. I mean, it's smoking like an absolute smokestack, like a chimney. It's great. It's like I said, it's got that. It's just kind of a really. It's maybe a mild plus at best. It's not even a medium strength cigar in my opinion. I'd say it's probably a mild plus at best. It's it does have some good flavor to it. I'd say. Kind of corn flaky to a degree, with a little bit of maybe a hint of spice, but really the spice only comes through on the retrohale. So like it's really kind of a nice change of pace from the Liga Privadas I've had in the past. It's different. So realistically, I would say that. Oh my gosh, guys! Trey Mack, you are live on the pulpit.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Am I really?
You are. I have another Ask the Pulpit question for you.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
There was a follow-up question.
Oh, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
So the follow-up question came from the same caller, and he was wondering that given the fact that you said that your favorite thong was the black with the red satin bag, but you also said that you really didn't wear them more than once. He wanted to know kind of like, did you wear that one more than once since it was your favorite, or what?
The answer to that is no. I wore it once, and that's mainly because it was also the most dangerous thong to wear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not only was it black with the red bag, what I left out was it also had a gold zipper.
Oh my God! Okay, I think we can just leave it at that. I don't think we need to.
So I think one time was enough.
Okay.
Very dangerous thong. So not only am I mysterious, but I'm dangerous too.
Dear God, we know that we are.
To all those lady listeners you have, just know I'm mysterious and dangerous.
And dangerous.
I even wore a masquerade mask on my last date. Poor girl.
Oh. Was it an eyes wide shut kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't. It was a normal date, but I showed up like eyes wide shut.
Oh. Well, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. She didn't know what to do.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to do if a date showed up like that for me.
And I only took it off for dinner, so she could take that thing off. And I was like, no. And I even told her, I'm like, women love a man of mystery.
Okay.
This is very mysterious.
Okay. Did you see the beauty of you is you don't have the hair to worry about. So like you could like put on like a bandana like mask, kind of like a with the holes cut out and like tie it off in the back, and then you could still eat and be wearing a mask, and then you could put the masquerade mask, kind of a mask under the mask. That way, like
totally cool.
You never ever are without a mask on. So.
Oh, and to like bring this whole story full circle.
Okay.
Earlier today, I was actually in a cigar shop that in the back has a lingerie business.
Oh my God! Really?
And like super high end, real classy, expensive lingerie with a changing room.
Really?
And then on top of it, along with the lingerie, they also sell very expensive. Like masquerade masks with bunny ears that are very intricate and studded, and
that's an interesting business model: cigars and lingerie.
Well, I asked him. I said to the guy, I go, so how did the lingerie part come into play? And he's like, well, by city law, we can't actually smoke in here. You can only smoke on the patio. He's like, so that lounge room was just not being used. So I figured, what better way to use it?
I could probably think of a lot of other ways that might have made more sense with the business model, but I mean, I'm also not going to argue with him because I think that's pretty funny.
Think about it. The patio's in the back, and he's got this badass store that you can't smoke in.
Yeah.
So you can sit in the back and smoke on the patio that overlooks the city and the river and everything.
Okay.
So it's a cool little spot to sit and smoke. But, what better way to bring other people into your establishment? But like, oh, and by the way, like, there's going to be like girls changing into lingerie. Like,
no, that's the thing. It would be a very attractive, selling point for me to go there. But I mean, I don't know if I'm getting a view of the changing, and everything.
The changing room was in the middle, so you probably get a peek for what's going back and forth.
I would also think that perhaps it's one of those things where maybe he gets couples. Like the guy comes in and is like, you know what? I'm going to sit out on the patio and have a cigar while you shop around and find yourself something dainty.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I'll be damned. That's the thing. The world astounds me sometimes because you just never know, like, what things people are going to come up with. And I never in a million years would have thought that there was a cigar shop out there that also sold high-end lingerie.
Well, I'll throw you another one, and I wish I could shout out the name of this company. I'll shout out the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about here is actually Stogie Bird.
Okay.
So if you're into lingerie and cigars, like Stogie Bird's the place to go.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I had no idea. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Now, I'll throw you another one, and I wish I could remember the name of this store. It's been years since I've been out there, but out in Colorado, there is a cigar shop and lounge that also sells a very large array of sex toys. So they have like a whole dildo wall and then a humidor.
All right.
It's two ladies that run that place. I hope they're still there. Shout out there. And look it up. I'm sure you can find it. But, that's the world we live in, buddy. It's an interesting place.
I had a call that asked me about what the most, kind of essentially fucked up thing I've ever done with a cigar is. And, it's one of those things where I would imagine that the folks that are going to a shop to buy cigars and also potentially buy dildos probably could have some creative answers to that question.
Yeah, no, I mean, did you answer that question?
I did. I personally have never done anything super wretched with a cigar because,
that's probably not true.
I enjoy my cigars. However, I did tell a story about somebody that I used to know that and did something that I considered to be fairly wretched with the cigar. But no, I did address that.
You've never smoked a cigar naked?
No, because I don't smoke inside my house. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, but inside the tent of love.
Dude, if I'm inside the tent of love, it's fucking cold outside, and I'm not traversing from my patio door to the tent in cold weather naked.
You've never smoked while maybe watching people do some weird stuff?
Maybe not in person.
No, okay.
It's the beauty of having the iPad and the i10 of love, It's like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to honestly answer this question.
I mean, it's not like I'm like, oh, hey, we're not.
I only smoke in church.
We're not beating baby seals or anything in the tent.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
let's be real, Dear God.
I always wanted to open up a nightclub. Called Baby Seals.
Oh, God.
Where are you going tonight? Club Baby Seals.
Club Baby Seals. Oh, fuck. So, real quick, while I have you here, one of the questions that's come up in the parishioners group, is a friend of the show, Ken Clarich. He has purchased a pontoon boat, and it does not have a name yet. And, I put out there for the parishioners to offer up some naming suggestions, and there's been some good ones that have come through. We've had the Cigar, I think, was one that I actually I thought it was clever, but you threw in on that.
I did. I mean, I got plenty of them, that I could
bet you
think
do.
about.
See, I was telling you, I was thinking, he needs to trade in that pontoon boat and get a sailboat, and then he could call it the Ash and Sail.
I mean, that would literally be the best thing ever.
I think it kind of fits really perfectly. My dad was suggesting that he call it the wonton pontoon. I kind of laughed at that too. I actually really thought that was funny. I don't know why. It's just those two words together, wonton pontoon. It's just kind of like, yeah, I like it, But yeah.
What about why not just Ash and Poon?
It's simple, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
And it kind of goes to with your previous other shops that you were giving shout outs to, with the lingerie and the sex toys. It's like we have the Ash and Poon,
Yeah.
I hope Ken doesn't take that on the ocean though, because it did not look like an ocean, vessel.
I don't think pontoons are supposed to be on the ocean.
I hope, I wouldn't think so, but come on, full damn well that some people down there are probably like, I could take it out on the ocean.
I mean, dude, okay, let's be real. Actually, I'm going to challenge Ken.
Oh, no.
If a fucking Cuban can make it from Cuba to Florida in a fucking, a life raft.
Yes, but how many of them don't?
Yeah, but how many do? That's the real key. So I'll be like, maybe that's one thing for Pulpit Fest. Like, you boys want to go to Cuba? We got a pontoon.
Oh, my God.
It's better than anything Cuba's tried.
I mean, it would be a step up from some of the things that Cuba's tried. I'll give you that.
And then the next thing we know, we have tons of Americans going to Cuba on, shitty pontoons that should not be on the open seas.
See, this right here is, A, how people die, and B, how you get locked up abroad when you start sailing into Cuba on pontoon boats.
Yeah, but if there's enough of us, they can't catch us all.
You think that, don't you? You think that.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
But how many people can you realistically fit on a pontoon?
And then we all get off of the pontoons. We're like, we're here for the Cigar.
Holy shit!
I'm in. I'm totally in. A pirate's life is a life for me.
Okay.
But no, I think we should think about it. Now, here's the other thing. I'm assuming, now I don't know what kind of pontoon he's getting into, but I'm assuming the folks in Florida do better pontoons than people from Kansas, where I'm from.
I mean, you'd think, wouldn't you?
We used to use, you get 20 barrels, and you'd tie the barrels together, and then you would build a wooden platform on top of the barrels.
Big platform of plywood on top, yeah.
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 Yeah, we did that shit all the time.
Yeah, I don't think it's that kind of a pontoon boat. I do think it's an actual legit, manufactured pontoon boat. However, I do question its seaworthiness. I'm hoping that he keeps it in the canal. I mean, he lives off of one of the little canals, so I'm hoping that, maybe this is just a, trolling along the canals and, checking it out kind of boat. This is not a, hey, let's go out on the ocean kind of boat.
I mean, the first boat ever made was not an ocean boat, but they made it that way.
Eventually. I'm sure there were many examples where it was a failure. And
well, maybe we just learn how to make pontoons seaworthy. There's only one way for us to learn.
I mean, I feel like they've probably perfected seaworthy technology, and I feel like they've chosen to not put that into a pontoon boat.
No, listen, pontoons are more badass than some guy that was like, let's put this napkin on top of this piece of Norwegian wood, and we'll go across the fucking ocean.
Look, I'm not criticizing the ships that the Cubans have come to us in. I mean,
no, but I'm talking the Vikings and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, let's put this giant tarp and put it with this Norwegian wood, this fucking log we found, and let's go to Canada. I mean, come on, Leif Erikson made it work.
He did. Still kind of not feeling the prospect of getting on the ocean in a pontoon boat. But that's just me.
You would have been a shitty frontiersman.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. You have no idea how true that statement is. I mean, I'd have been like, guys, it's really humid out today. Do we have to go?
I think my neighbor's got dysentery. I think we should stop.
My feet hurt. I'm feeling like something other than that the rations for dinner. Do we have something else? Can we go somewhere and maybe find something different for dinner? Oh, I'd have been a whiny frontiersman, dude.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know Ron White's theory on the whole, Oregon Trail.
No.
Oh, he puts it great. He's like, that's why everybody's beautiful in California was because only the strongest, most genetically gifted people made it that far. And he's like, some people left St. Louis, and by the time they got to Kansas, they're like, fuck it. I'm going to marry that fat woman over there, and we're going to make a potato baby. And he's like, and that potato baby made another potato baby, and abracadabra, Topeka.
There you go.
I'm like, he's not really wrong. as someone who's one of those potato babies.
I was going to say, as someone who is a potato baby, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I just never left St. Louis. My people just never left St. Louis.
Oh, man. Did your people come from the north?
My people actually did not even come. I don't even think my people were even around for all that period of time. No, my people came from Germany, Ireland, and Italy. So, in fact, I know for a fact that at least some of my ancestors came over on a ship named the Rochambeau.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? I just imagine all these people just kicking each other in the balls.
So
the whole trip across the sea, it's just people just Rochambeauing each other.
Yeah, it's basically like I'm picturing a ship full of mafia guys and Nazis playing Rochambeau, and then eventually you are the product of that.
I mean, I guess so. I am indeed the product of the Rochambeau. So.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, so this is actually on.
Oh yeah,
air.
no, we're straight up recording still. I mean, you actually caught me. It was kind of nice. I was just finishing up the socials and kind of yakking and whatnot. So no, this actually worked out really well. You caught me before I ended the episode. So.
And I figured there had been quite a bit of time since you called me, so
this is the follow-up thong question was the first question out of the Ask the Pulpit questions.
Of course it was. So, was it the same caller?
It is indeed the same caller. It is indeed the same caller.
You know what's funny about said caller?
You know who this caller is?
Oh, I know exactly who it is, and I'm picking him up from the airport tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Well, this episode will be available tomorrow morning, so you could have it playing as he gets into the car if you want.
Won't that be cute?
I think it would be really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this caller, he's a big fan. He flies to a lot of our events.
Okay.
And
I figured it was somebody who knew you pretty well.
Oh, yeah. When you said the question, I was like, somebody knows me more than they should. But yeah, this caller is since tomorrow is our launch of the Cameroon Reserva at our first Aladino lounge out here in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to fly in for that, and I'm like, just the man I'm wanting to talk to about a few things, because that show got on people's feeds that don't even listen to your show.
And it got a lot of play. I'll give it that.
Did it?
It did. Got a lot of play.
I'm real proud of that.
I mean, I'm just saying, buddy. Yeah, it's out there. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if people are asking you what thong you're wearing now today, but I'm not going to. But I'm just saying that yeah, it's out there. People are aware of your underwear preferences. So.
Now, if I get back into shape, I might bring them back, but we're not there yet.
It's probably fair.
When I didn't say this on the last one, but I'll leave you with this.
Oh, God.
You've watched, is it Next Friday?
Yeah, a long time ago. I liked Friday a lot more than Next Friday.
But you remember Chico?
Chico.
The dog? Chico's going to get you home.
Yes.
I don't know. Well, so in high school, the nickname that got stuck with me was the Aztec Warrior.
God.
Because if you remember, he's getting with that chick, and he takes his pants off, and he's wearing like this thong. He's like, "I'm gonna give you the Aztec Warrior," and that's what everybody called me after that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
So I'll leave you with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you have fun with that, and I still would really appreciate smoking that Cameroon Reserva. I'm just saying, you know.
Well, they will be shipping to St. Louis on the 1st.
Okay.
And so I had 3 prototypes while we were making them over the last 2.5 years.
Okay.
And last night was the first night I actually got to smoke the finished product.
And?
Dude, it's unlike anything else. It's extremely elegant, but it takes you on a ride of your initial flavor burst is salt, pepper, and cedar, and all 3 in pretty large quantity.
Okay.
And you're like, whoa, and then it fucking mellows out, and you get, we were trying to figure it out. We were like, there's a big floral note, and I was like, you know the way like rose water smells? This is what's like, it gets stuck in your nose. So then there's like, you still have salt and cedar, and then there's like this rose water thing going on in your nose.
Huh.
And then these like fruit notes and sweetnesses come through it, and like it makes all these changes, and then the final third, it goes right back to where it started, where as the cigar burns, you get more cedar, more salt, more pepper, and so it takes you on this like journey all the way around.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. I can't think of another cigar that tastes anything like it.
All right. Well, I can't wait to get one of those and fire it up. And I also still need to try the Fumanoche.
You've not tried the Fumanoche yet?
Not tried the Fumanoche yet either.
Well, maybe I talk to Tommy Klein to hook you up with some.
I mean, that would be something, you know. I mean, I am, you know, whoring for you guys here on the show. I mean, I've started playing the kazoo commercial on this episode for God's sakes.
That
you
is
know,
amazing.
It's like I had you telling me who so really wants that kazoo commercial on your show, so it's like I made that happen. So now,
oh, that's awesome.
You realize that thing is 1 minute and 16 seconds long?
Yes, it goes on.
It goes on for fucking ever.
Yes, and then it's stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm sitting here like Corojo, Aladino Corojo, you know. But yeah, so no, I mean, anyway, so no, yeah. Tell Tommy I need to get some Fumanoche and some Cameroon so that I can, you know, start promoting that shit for you guys more. So.
We'll get you hooked up. Now, if they gave me Cameroons, I'd definitely hook you up. But
you don't even get Cameroons.
No, they've been stingy. Like, no, these are extremely limited. And I'm like, okay, all right, well,
that's a damn shame. I would have hoped that you would have gotten some.
I'm hoping I get one tomorrow night, but no promises.
Well, I would think if you're going to the launch party at one of the Aladino lounges, you should be able to score yourself one.
Well, you would think, but like, so like yesterday was the launch event at in West Virginia at La Fontaine's. And they were completely sold out in under an hour.
Oh wow!
They had
so it's definitely if you see it, get it kind of cigar.
Yeah, and I know for tomorrow's event, 7 of the 10 boxes are already pre-sold.
Oh shit!
So, I may not get one tomorrow.
You may not. I was going to say. My God.
I mean, I'm definitely not going to step in front of a patron. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
You know.
Now, they're obviously rolling out to the Aladino lounges first, and are they rolling out to other stores that are not Aladino lounges later?
Yeah. So the way it was broken down was Aladino lounges. They got 10 boxes.
Okay.
And then anybody that's been to the farm got the second most, which was small, but because we limit it to like our top 100 retailers.
Okay.
So if you've been to the farm, like let's say if you've been to the farm, you get 3 boxes, and then everybody else was 2.
Okay.
So it's limited. It's very limited, and it's creating a bit of a stir. There's already been people pretty upset about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, these obviously were not the easiest to make. That's why it's limited,
Yeah, a lot of the tobacco being used was from our first crop.
Okay.
Of Cameroon. So a lot
Which
of
was
the
quite
tobacco,
a while ago.
Yes, it was over 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of the tobacco is aged, and again, when we first started growing Cameroon, we didn't have a ton of it. Right now we do have large quantities, but to make this cigar what it is, you got to use the aged stuff, and we didn't have a lot of it. So we've got enough of it to make a splash and show the world that there is a new cigar, there is a new flavor out there that hasn't been done, but we don't have enough to satisfy the masses. And I'm cool with that.
So is this going to be one of those things where maybe every year we see it, or is it going to be one of those things where maybe this year we see it and maybe it's another couple of years and then maybe we see it again? Or
no, we've got enough that this should be like a once a year treat.
Okay.
And
obviously, once you start getting into the tobacco that's aged properly, from when you guys were growing plenty of it, there will probably you'll see an increase in production, I would think.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it could turn into a twice a year treat.
Okay.
I don't think it'll ever be more than that.
Okay.
Just because, again, just like our Corojo Reserva, you're using the high primings, which means there's not many leaves available. Even if you're growing a bunch, even our Corojo Reserva, every store can only order 4 boxes per month, no matter how big your store is.
Gotcha.
Because you're using the top couple of leaves from each plant.
Yeah.
So there's not an insane amount of that tobacco. Same is going to be true for the Cameroon, and we don't do as much Cameroon as we do Corojo. So, but I do think eventually we can get to possibly a twice a year release.
There you go. I mean, and you know what? I think consumers are kind of used to that. There's other cigars like that. The Yagua comes to mind that, it comes out maybe once or twice a year. And, when it comes out and you see it, you buy it. And then at that point, and with that, I mean, at least for me, when I see it, I buy the box because it's like, I know I know this is going to be what it is. And then I smoke it very slowly throughout the time period between the next release and everything. I mean, I just bought a box of the Yagua this year, and I just finished the box of Yagua that I bought in 2022. So I didn't even buy the 23, version because I didn't need to. So it's one of those things where, if I have the opportunity to buy. Now, this comes in a box of what, 10, 20?
12.
12, okay. So it's smaller count size. So, I may not be able to stretch
think about
2 years, but...
No, but think about it. You buy your box of 12, and that's once a month you really treat yourself with something special.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the year's over, and you buy the next one.
There you go. Works out well.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. It's a cigar to be savored. You should smoke it slow.
Not your daily smoker.
Yeah, and because it's Cameroon tobacco does burn faster. And if you really want this cigar to taste the way it needs to, and not just crush it, take your time, enjoy the puffs, do your retrohales. That's what this cigar is designed for.
Gotcha. Oh, speaking of retrohale, holy shit!
Oh boy,
I'm in the final third of this thing, and I'm smoking the Liga Privada H99, the Connecticut Corojo.
Yeah,
and
got some kick
in the to the retrohale, to the actual cigar itself. It's probably the most mild Liga I've ever smoked.
Yeah.
I actually would say that if somebody is a Connecticut shade smoker and they're curious about trying a Liga, this is probably the one I would recommend because it's maybe it's a step up or two from a Connecticut shade, but it's nowhere near the rest of the Liga line. So
right on.
Anyway, whatever. So all right, dude. Well, thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate it. I didn't intend to take so much time from you, but it's good to get an update on the Cameroon Reserve because I know I have a number of listeners that smoke the Aladino Cameroon, just the core line Aladino Cameroon, like on the regular. So I'm sure they're looking forward to giving this a shot.
Yeah, no, go do whatever you can to find it.
Okay. Do you, not to specifically shout out a specific store, I assume that Two Guys will be receiving some of these.
They will.
Okay.
They will. Yep.
So for, those listeners of mine that I know shop Two Guys, they can look for that. So
absolutely.
I kind of assumed as much, but I didn't want to I figured asking is better than assuming. So
no, and I think now Dave is not a big Cameroon fan from what I know. So I'm like, hey, Dave, this is 100% Cameroon. But I'd be really curious about Mr. Jonathan's thoughts.
Oh, that's it. You know what? That's an interesting point. So
yeah.
All right,
but
dude.
I'd be interested in Dave's thoughts too, because it'd be interesting to see with somebody who doesn't smoke Cameroon what they think about, like, well, maybe you go full Cameroon, see what happens.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Worst that can happen is you're sitting back and you're going, yeah, I still don't like Cameroon.
Yeah, that's the thing, but that's what's really fun about this business too. I mean, there were things I thought I hated until I had them done right, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't hate this leaf.
Well, and and to your point, that is the fun thing about this industry is trying different stuff. Smoking around and trying different stuff. If obviously you're probably just like me, you have your go-tos that you smoke, regularly, but it's always fun to try something different and something new just to expand the palate a little bit, see what else is out there and try something else.
Yeah, 100%. That's the beauty of what we do. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, man. Well, dude, thanks for calling me again. I'm a good sport. I'll jump in anytime I can.
Obviously. I mean, this is 2 Ask the Pulpit episodes now that you've made an appearance on, but
Lord.
I'm
glad you brought it back.
I keep getting very specific questions that only you can answer, so, I figure why not just try and call you and see if I can get you in.
Well, I'm a little terrified of where this might lead.
Well, if you address this with the caller tomorrow,
he'll double down.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Then I guess I'll call you the next time I have an Ask the Pulpit episode.
Yeah. In fact, I'll after this is over, I'll just send you the text message about what he said he's bringing to Pittsburgh.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have fun with that, and have fun at the launch tomorrow. And congratulations to Aladino on the launch of the Cameroon Reserva.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the call.
Talk to you.
Bye, bro.
Bye.
Later.
Well, that was Trey Mac Shipley of Aladino Cigars, and we got the answer to the Ask the Pulpit question, but we also got some information about the Cameroon Reserva. So, awesome sauce. Anyway, with that, I think I am probably spent. I have actually really enjoyed this H99, this Liga Privada H99. It's been a very nice, kind of mildish Liga, in my opinion. And it's been a pleasant change of pace. Drew Estate has done some different stuff. They did, this is obviously something they've come out with, I guess, prior. I've never encountered it, so this is new to me. They came out with the blackened S84, the Shade to Black, which was the Metallica collaboration that they did that had the Connecticut shade wrapper on that. I actually like that a lot more than the regular initial blackened M81. So, they've kind of played a little bit, and I think that it's been kind of nice. So, I'm digging it. So, anyway, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe and stay smoky. Later, guys.